Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Mr. Anthony Show. Hey ladies, I'm gonna need y'all to chime in big time on this one. So let's say your man of however many years, you and him have been discussing marriage. I'm talking about so deep to a point to where you've even given him ring recommendations. Like it's been like in depth to that point to where we're talking about rings and what it looks like and the style, etc. Right? But you gave him a ring recommendation. Okay. This brother made a decision, planned it out, coordinated everything, coordinated people to a particular location to surprise you with an engagement to propose to you. Right? Now, mind you, once again, you guys have discussed rings. And the ring that he presented to you is not the ring that you wanted. Now, that happens sometimes, right? Sometimes that happens. I mean, if it's still a nice ring, right? One would think, but hey, this is coming from a male's perspective. This is why I need y'all on this one, ladies. But let me throw a little monkey wrench into the situation. Let me throw a little curveball. Let's say that the ring came from Walmart. It costs $900. 10 karat white gold, princess cut. 1 carat total weight as far as the diamonds are concerned. Would you say yes? Or would you say no because it came from Walmart? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's talk about it. All right, good people. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to slide this over just a little bit here because I want to zoom in. This is a text message, as you can see, between the young lady and the young man. Now, this man is hurt, all right, because she told him no. So let's read it. I just got to ask, Manny. This is the young lady's name. This is Tyler, by the way. Tyler texting Manny. I just got to ask, Manny, what happened tonight? I've been planning this proposal for over a year. You really told me no in front of everyone? That shit crushed me. It's not even about being embarrassed. Now, this is her. It's not even about embarrassing you. It's about you not listening. I've told you the kind of ring I wanted more than once, and you showed up with something from Walmart. So this is about the ring? I still spent $900 regardless of where I got the ring. I put so much effort into this for you, for us. Tyler, if you knew what I wanted and still chose to do what was easiest, tells me you don't really hear me. I want to feel chosen, not proposed to. Whoa. All right. Wow. So everything I did just didn't matter to you, huh? It mattered, but not enough for me to say yes to a forever that I'm not sure you're ready for. Not sure that he's ready for. The one who went and bought the ring and proposed is the one who's not ready for forever. Okay. All right. Now, before I do my spiel, let's zoom in on the ring, y'all. Let me get his in here as much as possible. Now look at, okay, here we go. I mean, it's not a bad ring, right? Nobody know how much money these folks got, so it is what it is. But this is what he bought. Nice piece. It looks nice, right? Not bad. The light hit it. You got a little bling going on here. It's a $900 joint, but still not a bad ring. Looks like, according to the label up there, I know y'all can't really see it, but it does say 10 karat white gold, total carat one, center diamond cut is princess cut, and the color and clarity H1, and the color is H1 and the clarity is 12. So to all my diamond experts, connoisseurs, and whatnot, y'all can chime in on that as far as color and clarity, because I know that does make a huge difference in reference to the quality of the stones. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about this, shall we? Now, I'm torn on this one a little bit because there appears to be some missing context, right? We don't know if this brother had a history of going against the grain and doing what he wants to do versus what she's asking him to do, right? Does he always do this? Now, she said in the text, I told you more than once, or what kind of ring I wanted, right? So, is that enough to say no? To me, it can't be. Because you can always take a ring back. You can always upgrade later. I know in the moment, it's a disappointment. But if you really, really love this man, why wouldn't you go through the motions regardless of how you feeling? If you know this is your forever man, then you, in my eyes, my thoughts from a male, from this coming from a male's point of view, she should have said yeah. And then y'all discuss the ring later. Things can get exchanged, returned. You can hold that one down for a little bit, let him stack up his money or something, you know? He could have did that in advance, and if he didn't have enough money, he could have saved and held off the proposal and then went and got something in the ballpark or exactly whatever she was asking for. But this really feels like it's all about the ring, just based on what we know. Now, if he got a history of doing things like this, going against the grain and all of that, then I can understand her frustration. You know, if truly this young man has always been that type of person, then we shouldn't have never made it to engagement or proposal or been even talking about marriage. Y'all should have been talking about the fact that he don't listen. The fact that, you know, before we can even, you know, get to this point, there's some issues we need to address within our relationship to ensure that this is going to be a true marriage, that we can appreciate and respect our vows and do this forever thing. So that leads me to believe this is more about the ring, more than anything. And the audacity to say, I don't think I said no to, wait, let me bring it back up, because this just killed me. Hold on, y'all. She said, Tyler, if you knew what I wanted and still chose to do what was easiest, tells me you don't really hear me. I want to feel chosen, not just proposed to. He chose you when he got down on one knee, woman. Okay. And when he said, wow, so none of this even mattered, she came back and said, it mattered, but not enough for me to say yes to a forever that I'm not sure you're ready for. That he's ready for. It sounds like she ain't ready. It sounds like this brother ready. He said in the text that he planned this out for a year. A year. So he been working at this, coordinating, probably having to find the locations and getting help from her friends and, you know, her family members and stuff like that. You know, recruiting people, delegating out. Hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do this for me? It makes me wonder if he showed anybody the ring. you know, especially if it's some of her people, like some of her girlfriends or whatever, or even, you know, immediate family members that, you know, kind of know her style, you know. What type of feedback did he get from other people about the ring? He felt confident going into this proposal that this is going to be a ring that she can love and appreciate. At least appreciate. But how was he the one not ready for forever? And he done planned this out for a year. He probably spent money on food, on the location, and things of this nature too. You know, we don't know all that, but, you know, one must assume some other money was spent outside of the ring, right? Because you got to set it up, the proposal. So the fact of the matter that she said that this man is not ready for forever, that's what blew me. That's what blew me. And then since when good diamonds are not good diamonds, does it matter where it comes from? Now that's real superficial. That's real. Come on now. Now I don't know if any of y'all out there remember J.C. Penney, but J.C. Penney had beautiful jewelry, high quality jewelry. Have y'all ever been in Sam's Club and went over to the jewelry section? And they got rocks over there, man. And these stores are selling high-end jewelry. You don't necessarily have to go to all these other locations and Jared's and all of this stuff just because that's what you see on TV all the time. It's about the quality, not the location. It's the quality, not the location where you purchased it. None of that should matter, in my opinion. Now, once again, women may view this differently, ladies, so this is why I need y'all on this one. You know, correct me or at least educate me, you know, on how y'all feel. Because to me, she bogus. For real. He ain't ready for forever, but he the one coordinated all this and got down on one knee and asked you and you said no. And your reasoning is because he got the ring from Walmart and he don't listen. So once again, if we're missing context in reference to this man's history of not listening, having, you know, that being something that, you know, that's a negative in reference to him and his characteristic, you know, and his character. So that should have been worked on before we got this far. If that's the case, which forces me to believe that she just pissed about the ring coming from Walmart, which is crazy to me. So let's say we just use Jared, the jeweler. So let's say he took a pit stop at Jared, grabbed or paid for a really, you know, one of their elegant or one of their ring boxes. Something as small as the ring box would have changed all of this, I bet. So if she chose a particular store and he stopped at that store and just got a box and put the ring in the box, how would she have responded? I wonder. I'm thinking she would have said yeah, because she would have assumed it came from that location. She didn't say nothing about the ring being ugly. She didn't say anything about the quality or the clarity of it at all. The only thing she said is that it came from Walmart. And that brother got a right to feel crushed and embarrassed. Now, ladies, y'all chime in. Let me know how you're feeling. But man, from a male's point of view, this is some bull. Seriously. Why does it matter when we're talking about love? She wants to feel chosen, not proposed to. What the hell does that even mean? What does that mean? I want to feel chosen, not proposed to. He chose you when he said that you my woman. And I want you to be my forever woman. And when y'all start discussing rings and talking about marriage, you were chosen then. When the man stepped to you and asked you for your phone number, or however y'all connected, he chose you then. When you all have made the conscious decision that y'all was going to be exclusive, well before a ring, he chose you then. You've been chosen more than one time leading up to the proposal, woman. So what is you talking about? This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. The man chose you long before the proposal, and your response is, I want to feel chosen, not proposed to. You got to get chose first to even get proposed to, stupid. Come on, man. What is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? Now, this is, as mentioned, I don't know these two people at all. All right? I don't know them. But all we know is what they gave us in this text message. And what is the world coming to, y'all? What is the world coming to? Why is everything always based on material? More so in our culture, black people. More so in our culture. Because I've seen other races of women just fine with their little, dollar store trinket ring. And be happy as ever. Be happy as ever. We are so caught up in what we see on the internet, in movies, etc., just in the world in general, to where it has brainwashed us to believe that it has to be always some fairy tale, high level ring, and come on, y'all. And you wonder where the good men at. Tyler is one of them. He just chose the wrong woman. He dodged the bullet. I hope he took his little Walmart ring back and got that 900 and put it right back in his bank account or whatever he used to pay for it. I would have returned it and she would have been done. What am I go back and spend more money on you now for? And you can't even appreciate that. I get it, you're disappointed. I get it. But if you really love that brother, if she really loved that brother, it would have been a yes, and we discuss the ring after the fact. You may have to put up a front. You may have to smile when you don't want to smile. You may have to do all of that to get through the engagement party. But you get through it, and then you have your discussion. You don't snatch the soul out of this brother in front of all of these people after he done coordinated this thing. We have to stop being so materialistic. Especially when there's not a lot of brothers out here wifeying up our sisters. It's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of brothers who even want to get married now anymore. The marriage in general is just not what it used to be. It's not respected. The covenant is not respected. It's so bad. And this is proof of it. Now, I ain't no expert in marriage. Hell, I done been married twice. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't nobody's expert. But I do know what it takes. And I do know the level of commitment that it takes. I do know it takes a lot of coordinating for a man, especially if he ain't, a coordinator type man. You know what I'm saying? He usually just pay for the stuff and his woman do all the coordinating. So if he ain't that type of dude, he's got to then start delegating, calling folks, sneaking around, getting phone numbers for people he don't have phone numbers for, probably popping up at people's doorstep. You got to go through it when you trying to surprise somebody with something, whether it's an engagement or just a surprise birthday party or whatever. You gotta put in work to get the people there. So I feel for this brother. I do. He dodged the bullet. I'm happy for him, but I feel for his from his emotions, from an emotional perspective. I side with him. I feel that. Because I'm sure that was embarrassing. I'm sure it was. And he made it very clear, man. Another brother who done tried to do the right thing with and for his woman, and he gets treated like, you know what? We got to do better. We got to do better. There's not a lot of real marriages anymore. Men ain't just walking around with rings, ladies. It's just not happening. And everyone's wondering where the good men at. And then we see this. We got to do better. There's no question about it. Be grateful when someone puts in a ton of effort for you. Be grateful. Don't make it all about the ring. If you love someone, you love them. Period. If they came with a ring pop and said, "Would you be my wife?" You better say yeah, damn it. And lick that ring pop. And then later on, y'all going on over to the Jared or to the Walmart and get the ring. You know how many people done got married without a ring? Did it later on? Just went to the justice of the peace. Come on, baby. We'll get a ring tomorrow. I'm trying to make some level of light out of it, man, because this is so ridiculous, y'all. This is so bad. Stupid, man. It's ridiculous. So that's the episode, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. This was a quick one. I ain't want to be, diving in on it too long. But ladies, please give me your feelings. Would you have said yes or no? If your man came to you with a $900, 10 karat white gold, 1 carat total weight diamond ring from Walmart, would you say no? If he would have went and got that same ring from Jared, would you still say no? Fill me in. Let me know. Let me know. Shout out to Nita Boo. Appreciate you, Queen, for sending me this topic. This was a good one. I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Mr. Anthony Show. And before we go, you already know I got to show love to the people. Because it ain't about me. It's about y'all. And without y'all, there's no me. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And I'm looking forward to the comments on this one. Until the next episode, y'all be blessed. Peace.